Good afternoon. Today we're going to show some of the features of ASM 3500's linking function that will enable us not only to convert lines and arcs into boundaries, but when we have errors in the AutoCAD drawing, we'll be able to see where they are and correct them. Let's look at our first example. It's a lead frame. If you look in closely, you'll see that when you select something, it's just a line, or perhaps it's just an arc, but it is not a closed figure. We'll have to link those lines and arcs into closed boundaries in the program. The next step will be to start ASM 3500. We'll start the translator by selecting the DXF file, line linking example. Now we'll select the configuration file. I've already created one called linking example. Let's have a look at what our options are. Now you have to know the units of the DXF file, and in this case I measured it and determined it was in inches. And you've got to set a fine enough grid in inches that you'll not lose some resolution. In most cases in GDS, I want my output file in microns and the grid or the resolution to 1/1000th of a micron. As far as scale, I need to multiply by 25/400, so that'll give me the correct dimensions in microns. I've clicked Link Lines and Arcs and also checked the polygons to make sure they don't intersect themselves. And I'll set a maximum gap for linking of 0.005. Finally, I'm setting an error layer to be 63. Anything not correctly done, it'll show up on layer 63. Now I'll define the layers. The only layer I want to translate is layer 1, and I'll have it come out to layer 1 in GDS. Finally, I'll click Translate. We'll save it, and we're done. Let's view the GDS. That's a little surprising. On the right, I have a filled boundary. But on the left, I have something similar, but it's not filled. These are all paths. That tells me that I have some problem in my linking. I can also see that there's a little red line there. That's a leftover line that didn't get linked into this body. That really shouldn't be there, and there's one down here in the bottom also. I'm suspecting that here and here there are likely some bad lines. Just turn on layer 63. I'm going to use the info command. I'm going to highlight somewhere on this polygon here, and you can see that it found that vertex, but here it didn't highlight that little segment. It's pretty clear that I've got an illegal segment there. The linker, instead of finding the big line, it finds a line here. In the AutoCAD drawings, they cover each other, so I'm going to go erase those. Alright, I'm back in AutoCAD, and this is the problem area. We can see that if we select here, I have a line that runs all the way across, but if I use a list window command and select from here to here, I have an extra hidden line, and the endpoint touches this corner. The linker chooses one arbitrarily, and it picked a shorter one, and then it couldn't go anywhere past this point. The solution there is to erase that guy. I have the same situation on the other side. On this side, the linker picked the right one, but that's no guarantee it'll always do that. So we're going to find all of those guys, and we're going to erase them. And now I'm going to save this, and we're going to do it again. I saved the file as linking example 2. We'll use the same configuration. We'll leave that okay. The same layers will be converted, and we'll click Translate, and it'll save it as linking example 2 this time. And now let's look at it. As you can see, it's very, very happy. We don't care about the crosshairs, and there's our filled boundaries. So I basically illustrated two properties of ASM 3500. One is the ability to link lines and arcs into closed boundaries, and the second is a graphical way to report problems that the user can determine how to fix them. Thank you.